Today we're doing something new on the channel, and that is delving into a bit of sports history. Super Bowl 59 is right around the corner, and what better way to celebrate it than talking about one of the most prolific football teams of the last 5 years, the Kansas City Chiefs. We will first talk about the founding of the team. Next, we will talk about each decade and the ups and downs the Chiefs had during these decades. Lastly, we will talk about the rise of the Chiefs from 2018 to 2025. So make sure you grab a hot dog from the concession stand and find a comfortable seat as we tackle the history of one of the most historic football teams of the modern era. The Chiefs were founded in 1959 by businessman Lamar Hunt. They were originally the Dallas Texans before Hunt decided to change the location of the team. He considered several cities before choosing Kansas City, though unable to join the NFL due to the fact that the NFL was just not looking to expand. So instead, he created the rival American Football League to the NFL in 1959, starting with only 8 teams, but then expanding to 10 teams by 1968. The Kansas City Chiefs dominated the AFL, winning 3 championships within the span of almost 11 years of the league's existence. Despite their talent, they were underestimated heading into Super Bowl IV against the heavily favored Minnesota Vikings, led by one of the franchise legends in quarterback Len Dawson and other great players such as Mike Garrett and Otis Taylor. The Chiefs would cruise to a Super Bowl IV victory after they won 23-7. The following season, they would narrowly miss the playoffs, having a 7-5-2 record. But they did return in 1971 to the playoffs with a 10-3-1 record, only to lose in double overtime to the Miami Dolphins. After Len Dawson's retirement in 1975, the Chiefs kinda struggled through the late 70s, not making the playoffs again until the mid-1980s. In 1986, they managed to make it back into the playoffs with starting quarterback Bill Kenny and his backup, Todd Blackledge, who also started in a good amount of games during that season. And Blackledge would go on to start for the injured Kenny during the playoffs. However, they would lose to the New York Jets in an AFC wildcard game. Another string of bad luck would hit them, as in the 87-88 season, they would go 4-11. And in the 88-89 season, they would go 4-11-1. They did start to turn it around, however, going 8-7-1 in the 89-90 season. And the Chiefs would be fired up going into the 1990 season. With quarterback Steve DeBerg, the Chiefs returned to the playoffs, but suffered a heartbreaking 1-point wildcard loss to the Miami Dolphins again. Building on that momentum, they made the playoffs again with a 10-6 record, defeating the Los Angeles Raiders in the wild card before falling to the Buffalo Bills 14-37 in the divisional round. The Chiefs remained playoff contenders, first under starting quarterback Dave Craig in the 92-93 season, but lost 0-17 to the Chargers in the wild card. Then their biggest break of the 90s would come in 1993 to the 1994 season with legendary QB Joe Montana reaching the AFC Championship before losing to the Bills 13-30. Montana led them to the playoffs again in the 94-95 season, but they fell to the Dolphins 17-27, and then unfortunately Montana would retire. Steve Bono took over as QB, leading them back into the playoffs in the 1995-96 season, but they lost a tight 7-10 game to the Colts in the divisional round, From 96 to 99, they made just one playoff appearance, losing to the Broncos 10-14 in 1997. And the early 2000s would continue to bring challenges for the Chiefs. Kansas City would miss the playoffs 3 more times, starting from the 2002-2001 season to the 2002-2003 season. It wasn't until the 2003-2004 season with starting quarterback Trent Green where they made it to the playoffs again. And they finally won the Super Bowl! Oh my god! Oh my god! Just kidding. Of course they freaking lost again in their first playoff game to the Colts in the divisional round. 31-38. I am a dang broken record at this point. They wouldn't make it to the playoffs again till 2006. But what do you know? Surprise, surprise. They lost the divisional round to the Colts 8-23. With all this failure, however, the Chiefs would actually start to see a glimpse of hope loom on the horizon as the 2010s grew ever closer. In 2010, quarterback Matt Castle led the Chiefs to the playoffs, only to suffer a familiar wild card loss to the Ravens 7-30. However, the franchise's fortunes would soon change with the arrival of head coach Andy Reid. In Andy Reid's first season of 2013 with quarterback Alex Smith, the Chiefs returned to the playoffs, but lost a close wild card game to the Colts by just 1 point. Despite the loss, the team showed new promise. Though they missed the playoffs in the 2014-2015 season, but bounced back in the 2015-2016 season, winning another playoff game before falling to the Patriots in the divisional round 20-27. Over the next 2 seasons, they made the playoffs, but failed to win a playoff game. Yet the potential for something special was becoming clear. And what happened next would stun the entire football world. In 2017, the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes, 10th overall. He would sit on the bench in his first season, learning from Alex Smith. Then, the unthinkable happened. The following year, Kansas City got rid of Alex Smith, putting their faith in their new young QB. And oh boy, did he more than deliver. He threw for just over 5,000 passing yards, averaged 318.6 passing yards per game, 50 passing touchdowns, and only 12 interceptions. He was named the league's MVP and made it to the AFC Championship game, losing to the New England Patriots 31-37. Then, the following season, the Chiefs finally did it. The thing they had not done since the days of Hall of Famer Len Dawson. They won a Super Bowl against the 49ers, and starting from 2019 all the way to 2023, the Chiefs would win 3 Super Bowls, and now they have made it to another Super Bowl in the 2024-2025 season, going up against the Eagles' dynamic duo in Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Will they make it? 4 Super Bowl wins in the last 6 seasons, and a first ever three-peat this Sunday evening. Also, who knows? If Patrick Mahomes wins this Super Bowl, maybe he will catch up to Tom Brady's illustrious 7 Super Bowls, and even surpass it with winning 8 Super Bowls. And with that, we have reached the end of our interesting history of the Kansas City Chiefs. How do you feel about the Chiefs? Do you even like them? And did you find this video of their history interesting? Leave your opinions in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.